Ready. Gentlemen, I have great pleasure in welcoming you all to the 25th Annual General Meeting of your company. The Director's report and the audited accounts for the year have been with you. For your company has registered a growth of fourth 1% industry. This impressive performance was possible because of an intensive marketing effort. People do need to know the law affecting their lives with respect to host of day-to-day activities. These include aspects of property rights, matters pertaining to the family education, the workplace and the marketplace. In other words, people need to know their rights and responsibilities in order to function effectively in a legally complex society. Yet another fundamental axiom is that a fair justice system is one that provides equal access to justice for all people. While legal aid is an important way to ensure that those without adequate monetary resources still have reasonable access to the justice system through the services of a lawyer, it is also important that people have equal access to knowledge about their rights and responsibilities. Therefore, public legal education can also be seen along with legal aid as part of an overall package of legal services which enhance people's access on justice. The most compelling argument for such an integrated legal aid program is that an informed person may be able to avoid or solve problems without the need to seek expensive legal representation. Thus, effective public legal education, while representing a fraction of the costs of legal aid, may actually reduce legal restricted to those people qualified to receive it. Public legal education benefits a far wider group of people. Any program of providing public legal education would only be of academic interest unless there exists a desire among the people to learn about law and its processes. That is to say, that in order to be effective, a public legal education program needs to be driven by the needs of the community. It is necessary to note that people will take advantage of opportunities to learn about the law and its processes only if those opportunities are perceived by them as meeting their own legal information needs. It is important to work with community organizations in assessing community needs. Community based legal education can provide specific communities with the knowledge they need to push for law reform. Much of public legal education only describe the law as it is. There might be a tendency for public legal education to get stuck at merely describing and legitimating the status quo. However, the law frequently needs to push in order to stay in tune with the emerging needs and values in society. A meaningful public legal education program can provide law reform with a healthy impetus. In part, this occurs by giving community members knowledge about the law as it affects their lives and how it can be improved. But this approach also validates the community's knowledge about a given issue rather than simply making its members passive consumers of knowledge about a supposedly all powerful legal system. The effect of initiating law reform through legal education is that a community is armed not only with greater knowledge of the legal system but also with a stronger sense of their own expertise in the area, can effectively press for reforms in the law and policy. State is considered a backward area bill. It has not always been like this, nor does it remain like this in future, because it has all those resources which go to make a nation great. It will not be proper for me to give a detailed history of a state, but I desire to say only this, that there were long periods when the history of India was the history of state. As you all know, the present day political situation is very critical. It is very rarely that a country or a nation has to face a situation when its whole future can be made bright by one right step or maybe marked by one wrong step. The Congress is an organization of the whole country. It has undertaken the great task of winning its freedom. We may not allow this great work to suffer by our negligence of laziness. We may not allow ourselves to rest under the impression that it is business of the people like Mahatma Gandhi or of the leaders to carry the burden of winning freedom for the country. Each one of us must decide for himself what his share is going to be in this great enterprise. According to our ability, we must make our contribution, but when once the decision has been taken, we must be fully prepared and have the firm determination to fulfill it. Our country is passing through a delicate situation today. The smooth pace of progress which was set over the last 2 years is under serious threat of retardation. Communalism, riots, and agitations on all the simple issues damaged the confidence of the people in the democratic processes to which our country is deeply pledged constitutionally and create a sense of insecurity in which progress and growth are halted. These are the most serious problems which have to be tackled urgently. We all hope that these are temporary problems and a country of the size and variety India has but to face such problems in its march towards progress. Our people have the sixth sense to understand what is good and what is bad, and they would ultimately work hard to protect the interest of our country. Let me assure you that your company deeply shares these national concerns and would stand by to attend to any call of duty of the good of the nation with the support and cooperation of its shareholders and employees. With regard to our company and its activities, I am pleased to mention that during the year, the manufacture of high wattage lamps required by the various big projects in India was undertaken and large supplies were effected. Suitable steps have been taken to supply the goods ordered in large quantity. For this purpose, the work has been progressing very fast. The raw material required for the manufacture of the goods consist of fine materials